Imagine running a $200 billion company that can deliver fries with military precision, but loses hundreds of millions of dollars every year to one simple, avoidable problem. And here's the thing, you've probably run into it yourself in the drive-thru. This isn't just a glitch, it's a deliberate issue buried in contracts, lawsuits, and billions in lost sales. Let's break it down. You pull up to the drive-thru, your stomach rumbling with anticipation. You know your order. You've been dreaming about it for the last 10 minutes. You say the magic words, "Hi, can I get a regular Oreo McFlurry, please?" And then, you hear them. The 6 words that have crushed more dreams than any other phrase in fast food history. "Sorry, our ice cream machine is broken." And there it is. The universal experience. It's a meme. It's a joke. Well, what if I told you it's not because of just bad luck? What if I told you that the machine probably isn't even broken most of the time? The story behind why you can't get your McFlurry is a rabbit hole of corporate intrigue, multi-million-dollar contracts, secret error codes, and a full-blown legal war between a tiny tech startup and 2 of the biggest giants in the food industry. This is a problem that is actively costing McDonald's millions of dollars in lost sales every single year. And the reason it keeps happening is far more deliberate than you could ever imagine. Part 1. The $250 million problem. First, we need to understand the scale of what we're talking about. Calling McDonald's a big company is like calling the ocean a little wet. It's a massive understatement. As of this year, there are over 40,000 McDonald's restaurants in more than 100 countries. They serve roughly 69 million people every single day. That's almost the entire population of the United Kingdom walking through their doors every 24 hours. They are a finely tuned global machine designed for one thing: consistency. Whether you're in London or Mississippi, a Big Mac should taste like a Big Mac. And that's what makes our ice cream problem so bizarre. In a universe built on sameness and reliability, the ice cream machine is an agent of chaos. So, let's talk numbers. How much is this really costing them? It's impossible to get the exact figure, but we can do some simple math. Let's be conservative. Imagine a single McDonald's. On an average day, how many ice cream sales do they lose because the machine is down? Let's say it's just 15 sales, McFlurries, sundaes, shakes. The average price is around, let's say, $3.50. So 15 sales times $3.50 is $52.50 in lost revenue. Doesn't sound like much, right? But now, multiply that by the roughly 13,500 McDonald's locations just in the United States. That's over $700,000 in a single day. Now multiply that by 365 days in a year. You're looking at over $250 million in lost potential revenue annually, just in the US. And that's based on a very conservative estimate. This has become such a well-known issue that a 24-year-old software engineer named Rashik Zahid created a website called McBroken.com. This site brilliantly uses a bot to try and order a McSunday from every single McDonald's in the US, every 30 minutes. If the order goes through, that location gets a green dot. If it fails, it gets a red dot. It's a real-time map of our national disappointment, and at any given time, you'll see that somewhere between 5 to 15% of all machines are down. So the problem is real. The financial cost is massive. Why on earth wouldn't the king of efficiency fix this? Well, the simple answer is, it's complicated. The real answer involves a legendarily difficult machine and a business relationship that has created a nightmare for franchise owners. Part 2. Designed to fail. Let's meet the source of all this pain. The Taylor C602 soft serve freezer, the arch nemesis of McDonald's franchise owners. Its core problem is a mandatory 4-hour automated heat cleaning cycle every night. This brutal temperature swing often causes the complex machine to fail over the slightest issue, shutting down and displaying a cryptic error code that employees can't decipher. And this is where the trap is sprung. McDonald's has an exclusive deal making Taylor the only company allowed to service these machines. Owners are forbidden from calling a local repair person. Instead, they must call an official Taylor technician, pay hundreds or even thousands for the visit, and often wait days for them to arrive, losing sales the entire time. For years, franchise owners felt trapped by these unreliable machines they weren't allowed to fix themselves. It seemed like an unchangeable reality, until 2 people decided they'd had enough. Part 3. Cracking the code. Meet Jeremy O'Sullivan and Melissa Nelson, the couple who co-founded a tech startup called Kitch. After a familiar craving for a McFlurry was denied by a broken machine, Jeremy's engineering background made him curious. He discovered the machines weren't truly broken, but were designed like a black box, intentionally hiding simple fixes behind secret error codes. So, they created a brilliant solution, a small device that plugs into the machine and acts as a translator. It intercepted the cryptic codes and sent clear, simple instructions to the owner's phone, turning a machine-stopping error into a simple fix like, "The mix in the hopper is too low, please refill." For franchise owners, it was a game-changer. Problems that once required an expensive service call could now be fixed in minutes by any employee. Owners called Kitsch a godsend, as it saved them thousands in repair fees, while dramatically increasing their ice cream sales. Kitsch was a massive success, but they had made one huge mistake. They had underestimated just how much money was being made from those broken machines. Part 4. The $900 million lawsuit. For Taylor, the company making a fortune on repair contracts, Kitsch was not a solution. It was a serious threat. Remember, a huge, recurring part of their business model is the service and repair contracts. The Kitsch device threatened to wipe out a significant portion of that revenue. After a failed attempt to buy Kitsch, things got ugly. In November 2020, McDonald's corporate headquarters sent a memo to every single franchise owner in the United States. It was a stark warning. Remove the Kitsch devices from your ice cream machines immediately. The email claimed the device was a safety hazard that could result in serious human injury. It said the device was not approved, that it intercepted confidential information, and that it would void the machine's warranty. To the Kitsch founders, this was a declaration of war. They insisted their device was perfectly safe. It was a read-only device. It didn't control the machine, it just translated its signals. They claimed the serious human injury warning was a scare tactic, designed to frighten franchisees into getting rid of the one thing that was actually solving their problem. Think about the position of a franchise owner. You get an official email from McDonald's corporate, the company that controls your livelihood, telling you a device is dangerous. You're going to unplug it. And that's exactly what happened. Kitsch's business was decimated overnight. But the story doesn't end there. Kitsch decided to fight back. In 2021, they filed a massive lawsuit against Taylor. And they didn't stop there. They also sued McDonald's itself. The lawsuit was for $900 million. The lawsuit makes explosive claims. Kitsch alleges that Taylor and McDonald's conspired to crush their business. They claim that Taylor managed to get a Kitsch device and then worked to reverse engineer it to create their own version, essentially stealing their technology. The lawsuit argues that the safety warnings were completely fabricated to protect Taylor's lucrative repair monopoly. In short, Kitsch is arguing that McDonald's and Taylor would rather the machines stay broken than allow a small startup to fix them, because the broken machines were making Taylor a fortune. Part 5. The bigger picture. This whole saga, this fight over a soft-serve machine, is actually a perfect example of a much bigger war being fought across almost every industry on the planet: the right to repair. The right to repair is the idea that when you buy something, whether it's a phone, a car, or an ice cream machine, you should have the right to fix it yourself, or take it to any independent repair shop. It sounds like common sense. But more and more, large corporations are making that nearly impossible. Take your iPhone. Apple has historically used proprietary screws, glued-in batteries, and software locks to make it incredibly difficult for independent shops to perform simple repairs, pushing you toward their expensive Apple stores. It's the same story, on an even bigger scale, with John Deere. Farmers who buy $500,000 tractors found they couldn't perform basic repairs because of software locks. If a sensor failed, they had to wait for a certified John Deere technician to come out with a special laptop to authorize the fix. What Kitsch did for the ice cream machine is what right to repair advocates want for everything. They gave the owners the tools to understand and fix their own equipment. They broke the repair monopoly. And the response from McDonald's and Taylor, the warnings, the accusations, the alleged corporate espionage, is the classic playbook used by companies fighting to keep that control. Part 6. What's next? So, where does that leave us? And more importantly, where does that leave our McFlurry? The $900 million lawsuit from Kitsch is still working its way through the courts. It's a classic David versus Goliath story. In the meantime, McDonald's seems to have realized that the constant jokes are a problem for their brand. They've announced they're rolling out new and improved ice cream machines. But guess who is making them? Yup, the Taylor Company. Will these new machines be more reliable? Will they be easier for franchisees to fix themselves? Or will they just be a new and improved version of the same old problem? Only time will tell. But the next time you pull up to that drive-thru and hear those dreaded words, "The ice cream machine is broken," you'll know. You'll know it's probably not really broken. You'll know you're sitting at the intersection of a fascinating story about technology, corporate power, and one company's exclusive right to control its own machines. You're witnessing, firsthand, the battle for the right to repair, playing out in the most unexpected of places. The humble McFlurry has become a symbol of a much larger fight. A fight for control, a fight for information, and the simple right to fix the things we own. All this because we just wanted a little ice cream. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss our next investigation. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.